What is going on, friends? It is Ben with Bearded Spruce, back for another video. Today you might be thinking, why are you not in your shop or in your house doing a DIY project? Well, if you're like me, and probably if you're watching this video, you are in springtime, getting ready to turn on your sprinkler system, turn on the water, and water starts spraying everywhere. This is a backflow preventer. You probably Googled how to replace one, and that's how you got to this video. But I spent a decent amount of time trying to figure out how to get this thing off. It's 3 different pieces, which seems like you can just unscrew these pieces and kind of move them along the threads to get like sucked up towards the main head to get it off the assembly here. But after a long time of trying to figure things out and failing, I ended up realizing that this piece over here is just soldered, right? It's just copper on copper sleeve that has this thread assembly, and I'll get closer in a second so you can see more detailed. So all you have to do to get this thing off, because even if you could somehow rotate the unit, it's going to hit the house, and you kind of have to take it apart in 3 different pieces. So all you have to do is take a torch, which if you own a house, just go buy a torch. You're going to find all kinds of reasons to use it. I use it to start my grill, soldering, all kinds of things around the house. I'll link to the one I have in the description below, but you could go to Lowe's or Home Depot, anywhere really, to find them. So to release a solder joint, let me get the camera closer and we'll show you how. All right, so all you have to do once you start your torch is hold the flame on this joint, or whatever joint you want to disconnect, and you'll start seeing, I already did this joint, so I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes, but you'll start seeing little pieces of soldering spit out. It looks like little silver balls, and you want to make sure that you get all the way around the joint. So kind of take your time. The whole process should take about 7 minutes, 10 minutes at the most. You really can't hurt anything other than disconnecting other joints if you keep the heat on too long. But once you have it all, start seeing the soldering, obviously this is going to be extremely hot. So what I did was bring some water over and cool it down with just my hose. And then once it's cooled off, you just grab a rubber mallet like this one and tap it out. It helps if you have 2 hands to hold the other piece in place. But now this is free to be twisted. So let's go over how to disassemble this, and then I'll get the new one on and get it going. So once you've got it disconnected and cooled off a bit, you can start messing with these joints. So like I said, now that we're closer, so there's 3 different pieces. There's this piece that's a ball valve, another piece that's a ball valve. Both of them have a release, water release joint that I ended up breaking off when I was trying to futz with it and get it off originally, before I understood to do the soldering side. But really, these are just threaded joints, right? So all we have to do, if you need to break it loose at first, which I've already done, use one of these. I'll link this tool in the description below in the affiliate links as well. But really, you just twist these off, and obviously you'll want to get this whole thing off, including this ball joint, the backflow preventer, and this ball joint. But I have to take this one off to be able to twist this one, because if I start twisting it, this guy's going to hit the wall. So we're going to twist this, and then this is already broken free, so we're going to twist this up. So now I have the old one. Before you just go buy one on the internet, make sure you read the label. Mine's kind of painted over, but I found the model number. This is a 1-inch model, and so I went on Amazon. I'll link to the one that I ended up purchasing, but it's specific to the size of the pipe coming in and out to your system. So make sure you purchase the right one before you go tearing it apart. So then all you need to do is get the new one. Let me show you which one I got. So my new one is a Zern brand, and when I was on Amazon, like I said, I'll link to this below, but I found this one to have a lot better reviews than the old model. It probably would be a safe bet just to get the old model. So it's exactly the same in every way, shape, and form, but I decided to upgrade a little bit. I think this was 120 bucks on Amazon. They fluctuate quite a bit with just prices of materials these days, but check this one out and see if it will work for you. They have it in a 1/2 inch all the way up through 1.5 inches, I believe, and a few sizes in the middle. So check it out for sure, but let's get into how to connect this guy. So here's the new beautiful backflow preventer. So now what we have to do is I'm going to unscrew some of these pieces. I'll probably have to break it loose with my wrench, and then I'm going to reattach it in the same way that I just took the old one off. All right, so I finally got this broken free. I didn't film that part because I might have had some choice words to say as I was doing it. There's not much leverage to use, but once you get it free, obviously you're gonna have to replace the thread tape, but I'm gonna basically just clean up this guy and attach the bottom piece, and then I'll get to these top pieces. So I'll fast forward through this part a bit, but it should go pretty quick at this point. So to finish this off, you're probably gonna need one of these wrenches. And the key is to have this handle accessible, because that's how you shut off and turn back on the water at the end of the season. And then I'll show you this. There's a nipple. So I want it kind of oriented that way, because if you can see here, there's a little head here that you use a flathead screwdriver to open and close a valve inside here to release the pressure or the excess water in this guy. And so you kind of want it to be accessible as much as possible. Obviously the most important thing is where this thread is hitting, but it's okay that this is facing the house, because really all you need is access to that flathead screwdriver spot. So now I'm going to put some tape on, let's see, on this guy, and we'll keep going. So now I'm going to make sure that it's pointed the right direction. I'm not sure if it matters, but that's how it was assembled originally, so I'm going to do that. And we get this guy tightened. So I'm going to get it hand tight finish it with this guy. And that's good. So then the last piece that I'm going to work on is the piece that I soldered off from this end cap, right? So I'm going to thread it in first into this guy, and then I'm going to reapply the soldering and get it all waterproof and back in action. So now that I have it in there, all we gotta do is resolder it. So I'm gonna use some lead-free soldering. Really, it's the same process. So you heat this joint up. And then when it's nice and glowing hot, you just seal the joint with this. One thing to mention is if this is really close to the house, you want to get some fireproof fabric that is behind it to protect your siding, or really anything. If there's a deck right by, just really be mindful of, you know, where this big flame is going as you're doing this process. All right, let's test it. There we go. You want to do each side pretty well, and you'll know it's ready because it will start sucking this material into the joint, which is pretty cool. And we just want to get some good coverage. That's about it. I got it all set up. I hope that was helpful. If it was helpful, please like and subscribe. Subscribe to my channel and like this video. It really helps me out, and all the links in the description below for products are affiliate links. If you want to support my channel in a small way, shop with those. You can buy anything and I get just like a small chunk. You probably already know that, but thanks so much for watching. I'm having more videos coming out monthly, and I really appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time.